Hey everyone, it's Denise Brown from the Caregiving Years Training Academy. When I started working with family caregivers 30 years ago, I can't believe it, but it's been 30 years, I noticed three common questions that they asked. Why me? Why now? What now? And I wanted to come up with an answer that any family caregiver could apply to their individual situation. So I thought, well, what gives comfort during a caregiving experience? And it occurred to me that stages do. A stage helps us understand where we are right now while thinking of the next stage. So, planning a little bit ahead, understanding what could happen next. So, when I thought about the caregiving experience and how it could be staged, I came up with four stages initially, and that was in 1997. And then I asked for feedback, and family caregivers told me what they thought. And then I added two more stages. So over the past 23 years, I've really revised and tweaked and enhanced the six stages of the caregiving experience. But I always had the first stage as the expectant caregiver. When I first launched this idea of the stages, I got a lot of pushback around the expectant caregiver stage. No one thinks of them as expectant caregivers. You're fighting a fight you'll never win. But I thought, you know what? We need to look at ourselves as expectant caregivers. I currently help my parents. I've been helping my dad since 2004, my mom since 2014. They live nearby. I help them on a regular basis. So I am currently a family caregiver for my parents, but I know that caregiving could show up in a different way at any moment in my life. A few years ago, I actually helped take care of my niece who was having some challenges. In the future, I might help my sister take care of her husband, or I might take care of my sister or one of my brothers. So I know that caregiving is not one and done. And so I think about my life as this expansive caregiving experience. And because I view myself as an expectant caregiver, I think about what do I need to know about others in my life. So for each of the six stages, there's a keyword, and that keyword is actually a coping strategy. And the keyword for the expectant caregiver is to ask. So we think of questions we can ask to understand family members and friends in our life so we know what their values and priorities are. When we have insights about their values and their priorities, we have great knowledge around how to care for them. We use that word ask during the expectant caregiver stage, but then we bring it into the next stage. And in a next video, I'll tell you about the next stage. The reason that we start with asking is because it puts us in this habit of always being curious about what's happening in our life. And once you move into a caregiving experience, you're going to be thrown into a new land where they speak this foreign language. And that's the healthcare system and the insurance companies. And if we remain curious, we ask questions, we avoid making assumptions, we avoid miscommunication. This idea that we get in the habit of asking questions now will help us so much more later, not only in terms of what we learn about family members and friends, but what we learn about the healthcare system, insurance companies, resources in our communities, and basically how life works, right? Let's be curious about life because that will help us during caregiving. So the expectant caregiver is all about looking into the future and thinking, someone in my family, someone in my life might need my help and care. And then we focus on asking because that information we gather now will be so helpful later. And that state of curiosity is this amazing life skill that will keep us out of judgment and in curiosity about what's unfolding in our life. And then what can we do to stay present to what's unfolding so we can cope? Okay, thanks so much. So appreciate you watching. And then I'll have more videos around the next 5 stages. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.